Hello everyone, back in today's second video. You're going to have a look at the weather next week to 10 days for today's second video. My laser cam application, but I run the webcam through, isn't working at the moment for some reason. I'm not sure what's happened, but the application isn't opening, so I'm just having to speak through the microphone without the webcam for this particular video. Hopefully things will be up and running as normal. When we do today's third video, which will be coming up this evening, and that one is going to have a look at the late spring bank holiday weekend, of course. We started the late spring bank holiday updates on Sunday. We're up to update number 2, and we'll have a look at late spring bank holiday weekend in today's third video. That'll be coming up this evening. On this afternoon, we released the ECMWF 30-day look at the Abacam application, and webcam was working fine for that one. So I'm on camera for that one. That video was released earlier on this afternoon. It's looking at the weather next 30 days, next 4 weeks across the UK and Europe as well. Quite an interesting watch. Going to be some variable weather over the next 4 weeks across Europe. Have a look at that and see what's happening. Right, so we'll get on with today's second video then, without the webcam, and we're going to start off by looking at the GFS ensembles for Portsmouth. So red line here is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Portsmouth. And we're starting off a little bit above average right now. We're going to find that we go a bit below average in the next few days, so it is going to be cooling down as we go towards the end of the week. And then into weekend, next week, temperatures going a little bit above average, once again, a little bit above the 30-year upper air temperature average. In more extended range, which takes us kind of like to the very end of May now, where we've got a bit of a split appearing, but if anything, a bit of a cooling trend may be appearing for the closing days of May, perhaps. As far as precipitation is concerned, a lot of dry weather coming up until the weekend, and then the rainfall spikes are coming back as we go through the weekend and into next week. It looks like it's turning more unsettled. It looks like it's getting more showery. Temperature anomalies from the 14th to the 22nd of May. For the north, they're coming out a little bit above average. For the south, still a little bit cooler than average. So it is a case of a north-south split. But actually, and quite unusually, the highest temperatures are in the north, and the mildest, the warmest temperatures are down in the south. Not a big deviation anyway, but it is fairly unusual to see temperature anomalies above average for the north and a little bit below average down in the south. Notice most parts of Europe, again, looking quite cool, away from Scandinavia, where it is significantly warmer up there. Precipitation anomalies, generally a little bit on the drier side. We've got plenty of dry weather to come until the showers start up at the weekend. So for the anomaly from the 14th to the 22nd of May, it's generally a little bit on the drier than average side. This is how the GFS is looking for Friday. So high pressure is in over Scandinavia. We're bringing in easterly winds. It will be a bit cooler, as we saw on the ensemble chart. Temperatures do drop a little bit towards the end of the week, so it's turning a bit cooler as we get through to Friday. And as pressure begins to leak away down in the south, we could start to see a few showers breaking out too. Then we get an area of low pressure developing across northern parts of France and southern England into Saturday. That could bring some more general spells of rain, maybe thundery rain to parts of the south. It's very difficult at this stage to know how active that low pressure is going to be. More showers probable into Sunday, and then into next week. That low pressure is generally moving away to the south and east again, with heights remaining pretty high actually out to the north and the west. Heading up towards day 10, we've got high pressure sitting to the north of Scotland, low pressure to the south of England. Again, we're bringing in these easterly winds. So again, it suggests the warmest temperatures are likely to be up in the north, close to this area of high pressure. Coolest temperatures down in the south, but we've got this easterly flow, and the low pressure over France could still be generating some showers across southern parts of England. And that's how we look at day 10. High pressure blocking out to the north and west of the country, still low pressure down to our south. So again, any wet weather is most likely to be in the south, driest, warmest conditions up in the north. Into the more extended range, this area of high pressure then sits over the top of the country. This brings us a spell of drier weather for the late spring bank holiday weekend. Of course, we're doing the third update, or the second update for the late spring bank holiday weekend for today's third video. That'll be with you this evening. That's how things look a little bit beyond the bank holiday weekend. High pressure still in control just out to the west of the country. Started to turn a little bit more unsettled right at the very end of the GFS operational run as low pressure begins to head in off the Atlantic. GFS parallel run with the high pressure over Scandinavia on Friday. Again, we're bringing in those easterly winds, be a little bit showery down in the south. As we go into the weekend, there could be more showers across parts of England and Wales, in particular, driest conditions always up in the north as we get through into next week. So again, high pressure is out to the north of the country, up to the north of the country. Lower pressure is down across the south. So again, suggesting showers likely for England and Wales early next week, or for the middle part of next week. Always driest and warmest up in the north. That's how we look at day 10. Again, lots of northern blocking. High pressure is out to the north and west of the country on Friday the 24th May. Low pressure is across Scandinavia, and we're bringing in those winds from the northerly direction into the late spring bank holiday weekend. It all starts to go a little bit unsettled actually as we go through the bank holiday weekend and into the following week. This takes us to Tuesday 28th of May. Low pressure then is starting to move in from off the Atlantic, so a rather cool, rather unsettled end to May. Actually, this gets us to Thursday the 30th of May. It's 384 hours away. It's over 2 weeks away, so it's not worth worrying about. ECMWF, again, high pressures over Scandinavia on Friday, so bringing in those easterly winds. As we go into the weekend, we find low pressures down to our south, probably kicking off some showers for England and Wales. Driest weather always likely up in the north. Into next week, again, lots of northern blocking continuing out to the north and west of the country. Low pressure is across central parts of Europe as well. And as we get through into the extended range with the ECM going up towards day 10, where we keep high pressure out to the north and west of the country, keep low pressure to our east, so we continue to bring in these rather cool and showery north and northeasterly type winds. So I think next week we are looking at showery conditions for the south, probably mostly dry conditions for the north and for the northwest. These are the options that are on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. This takes us to the 24th of May, of course. So we've got 23 members of the ECM ensembles that have high pressure out to the northwest, centering around Greenland and Iceland. They're bringing in the wind from an east to northeast direction at day 10. They include the operational and the control ECM run, the operational run being the run that just looking at, of course. So a lot of dry weather, but it could be a bit showery down in the south, and the winds are from the east. Then there's 16 that have high pressure more or less centred over top of the country, so they're a drier and warmer scenario. There's less of an east to northeast wind with those, and the jet stream is pushed off at there. And then there's 12 that are a bit more unsettled. They have a low pressure out to west of us, and they're bringing in this flatter sort of westerly flow with low pressure heading in from off the Atlantic. Lots of options on the table for 2 weeks' time. This gets us to the 29th of May. It's 360 hours away. So we've got 13 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure just up to our northeast. They're bringing in easterly winds and a lot of dry weather on offer with those. 13 with high pressure up towards Greenland, low pressure over Scandinavia. They could be a little bit showery and rather cool, maybe bring the wind in from a northwesterly type direction. There's 11 with high pressure out to the west of us in 2 weeks' time, a trough over Scandinavia. They're kind of like quite northerly with those ones. There's 8 that have below average heights over the top of the country, albeit quite weakly, but obviously that's a more unsettled option. And then finally there's 6 with high pressure down to our south, but also going up towards Scandinavia and low pressure out in the Atlantic. Those could be a little bit unsettled, but that's probably the warmest of the options, bringing in kind of like a southwesterly type wind, but there's only 6 of those. So a lot of different options playing out within the ECM ensembles for the end of May, telling us that there is quite a bit of uncertainty for the end of month. And you have to say most of those ensemble members, most of those options kind of involve high pressure somewhere close to the country. So again, it looks like just going to be critical. Where the high pressure sits is going to be the critical factor really as we get towards the end of May. No sign of a definitively unsettled end to May with those options. Finally, just have a look at CFS V2. So these are 500 millibar heights, broken down into weekly periods. The first week period takes us from the 14th to the 20th of May. The coming week has above average heights to our north and northeast, and we're bringing in an easterly wind, something like that. So a lot of dry weather on offer, but with winds from an east or northeast direction, it's not going to be overly warm. And we've got low pressure down to our south. That could be threatening, particularly for southern parts of the country. Some showers and maybe even some more longer spells of rain, actually. Week 2 is the 21st to the 27th of May, with above average heights to our east and northeast, actually closer to us. So that's mainly dry and settled actually that week, with the CFS anyway. That's bringing in warm air from the south or southeast, and quite a lot of dry weather too. Then we're into week 3. This one is the 28th of May to the 3rd of June. Above average heights, high pressure more or less sitting over the top of the country. So again, CFS really going to town with high pressure for the second half of May on this on today's update, on this morning's update. High pressure well and truly in control right way through towards month's end, really. And then a bit of a change to week 4. This is the 4th to the 10th of June. The above average heights then pull out to the west of us. There is no particular trough of low pressure that's evident, but you would think there'd probably be a trough in this sort of area, and so probably doing something a bit like that, but flowing with the jet stream. So that could be a rather cooler and more unsettled start to June, perhaps. Of course, that has been a trend recently, that we've tended to have quite cool and unsettled conditions in the opening sort of week or so of the months. I mean, it's tended to get drier and warmer as the months have progressed. Maybe a few hints of that within today's CFS V2 run. But of course, that's week 4. It's a really, really long way out. So obviously very unreliable. Right, so that's it for your week 10-day video update today, and we'll be back later on with the second look ahead for the late spring bank holiday weekend. Hopefully we'll have the little Labour-Cam application working to run our webcam through. So hopefully it'll be back to normal for the third video coming up this evening. But that's all for now, and thanks for watching.